was Johnny, Johnny that we're looking for. All right, amazing stuff right here. And it's Classic FM 94.3 Abuja, the station that plays every song you know. All right. It's the Classic Morning Show, and like I told you before, it's time for Life Nuggets. Tuesday, 2nd day of April 2024. We're about to have an interesting conversation, and just in case you don't know, the goal of Life Nuggets is to celebrate eminent personalities across different spheres from what they've done. Is it politics? Is it business? Is it the marketplace, tourism, and all the likes? And then, just take us through the journey, how they started, got into the field, what they're doing, and then they'll share their wisdom with us. So it's my pleasure to talk about somebody who is doing amazing stuff. He's the CEO and founder of Karabow Group, and of course, Wisdom Kwati Smart City. In fact, last year he bagged the National Business Award in recognition for his effort and commitment to leveraging new technology, smart thinking, and optimization of the existing buildings to accelerate sustainable development in his community. This came shortly after bagging the award for most respected real estate CEO in Nigeria by Business Executive Nigeria. Now I'm talking about none other than Mr. Wisdom Kwati. Morning to you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Funny enough, the last guest I had,
Mm-hmm.
right, that was the DG of Nigerian Tourism Development Company. He was
Yeah.
wearing a white shirt. I'm like, what's going on? It's like this weather.
Yeah.
We just want to cut in
Just
and let breeze touch
Just
somebody.
be free, actually. The heat is quite much, and so I just felt, let me just be free and
That's cool.
get some fresh air.
Exactly, and you're looking fresh as well.
Thank you so much.
I wore white native with him that day, but today I'm wearing something like blue black because rain fell in my neighborhood, so small breeze.
It seems people are actually enjoying the weather more.
Yeah, hopefully it spreads. I mean, we're in April, so we look forward to more rain. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And like for me, it's so interesting when not just real estate, but when you combine technology and smart thinking with it. So I just want to know how you ventured into real estate. Well, how did you get into it?
Well, I've been into real estate, I think, since when I was 13 years old.
13?
Yes, exactly. And I was actually working with my uncle then. He was into real estate, and of course I began to do some minor project management, doing stuffs, where one is always on sites, getting to know what's happening, working with engineers and laborers and everything. So possibly that's where the love of real estate began. Yes, and of course it came again as a vision, as more like I see real estate as my calling. Yes, so more like a pastors are called to do evangelism and everything. So real estate is my calling. Exactly.
Real estate pastor wisdom.
Yes. So.
Celebrate grace. So that's interesting. I mean, one of the things I've noticed that really stands many people out. Now you can start life at different points, but I noticed that when you start from a young age, most of the time you have a longer time to master that thing. A lot of geniuses who started at 12, 13 or younger tend to always kind of stand out, whether in music or in whatever field. So that's interesting to know. Now, what was your experience? You said you started young. Did you face challenges at that point in time? Like, because I'm just curious about a 13-year-old. I don't know. So many 13-year-olds are probably playing football, running around, and then they come on, go inside the house and read your books and things like that. What challenges you experienced? What was the response of the people around you? I know that you say it was your uncle. Like, you picked an interest, right?
Of course, definitely.
And you started following him, and I want to follow you.
Yes. Well, for a 13-year-old, it wasn't like it was fun.
Oh.
So of course, as a teenager, and it's not like I wanted to, but definitely you just have to join. And of course, then I was staying with my uncle. So we had to join. But along the way, when I began my own journey in real estate, like I said, for me it became more like a calling, and of course, Nigeria as a young man, you get to face a lot of challenges, and there's very few people who really actually invest in young men, especially in industries where they believe that it's only the big guys or people with capacity that should be in the industry.
Right.
And when you come from a very humble background, you also get to have a lot of distrust. Getting the trust of investors, partners, it's quite a huge problem. So of course, those challenges are there, and It's a country whereby the real estate sector was dominated by major big players. And so for a young person to come to say, okay, you know what, I want to have my own share of the market, it became a huge problem. You have to fight with the bulls and the bears and the elephants, everything. Exactly. So
wow,
that's just it.
Interesting. For me, my interest now goes to how, weathering all those storms and facing all those giants and bulls.
Yeah.
How did Karabow Group start, and what led to you forming it?
Okay, Karabow Group started many years ago.
Okay.
I was 17 years old.
Wow.
Yes, when I started Karabow Group, and I registered my first company when I was 18 years old. That was the only age I could register my company. That was Karabow Nigeria Limited.
Okay.
Then we were into technology. I had this innovation. Then we actually had these indigenous mobile phones, Karabow phones.
Okay.
We have the Karabow tablet. We have that's the Fundi tablet, which we sold a lot in Kaduna then.
Wow.
Yes, and we did a lot of technology. We have softwares which we were building. In fact, we were at that time we were working on projects, even an operating system, Melanois. Yeah, so it was in GitHub. We're doing a lot of apps, Beatspal, Yella, that's a Wi-Fi call app and everything. So that's how Karabow started. But along the way, when the vision of real estate came in, so we had to now find a way to streamline and be able to connect real estate and technology. And that was what bettered the idea of the smart city in the first place. Yes, so it was that whole love for technology, calling of real estate, better the smart city. That's why we have the reason Kwati smart city.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, if we can have smartphones, why can't we have smart cities?
Of course.
All right. Exactly. You have smart people, smartphones, smart cities, smart cars, smart everything.
Yeah. Even very soon we expect to have smart villages, smart farms. We have such kind of things and short potentials in Nigeria. So I believe that Nigerians are quite smart people, and I believe that when we harness technology well and add it to what our daily way of life is going to really transform the country further.
Nigeria is so blessed.
It's so blessed.
Creative people.
Yes.
When you say smart city, what comes to what do you mean exactly? Literally.
Well, when the idea of a smart city comes in, many people begin to think of the Western ideology of smart city. But when we started the smart city, we weren't thinking of a Western full ideology of a smart city. Right. We were thinking of what can be the African smart city. Okay. People talk about eco-friendly homes, sustainable living. Yeah, those are all quite smart cities. But what we thought when we were thinking of a smart city is, how can we do a smart city in an African way? Right. Yes, like the project that we're doing in Yola, apart from the fact that we are doing, of course, using the same modern technology for housing and all, what we are working on doing is, how can we even have a smart city that's more like an open air museum? So you are walking into the smart city, you are just amazed by the arts, as the city speaking to you. You are, when you go into an art gallery, you are trying to already understand the mindset of the artists and everything. So that's one of the ways. And then more of sustainable living. Our forefathers have been doing sustainable housing, using mud houses, the thatch. If you're in a mud house, the moment when it's cold outside, it's warm inside, and when it's cold inside, it's actually warm outside. So those things that were there many years ago, and we have not harnessed it now, can still be modernized and transformed into a modern architecture to deliver such kind of housing and all.
Interesting stuff. I mean, I feel like there are great things in the offing for us, especially in the FCT.
Very much.
So, for me, like, what's the affordable housing potential for these smart cities? Because Abuja is, somewhere that is the capital.
Of course.
A lot of people are dealing with accommodation matters. So, how affordable will these smart cities be for the people that you want to create it for?
Well, smart homes do not have to be expensive, but they can be affordable actually. Yes, in the sense that when we're talking about, if not for the recent inflation in construction and building materials now, that's what's making houses very, very expensive. But I believe that the whole ideology for a smart home shouldn't be very expensive. The average Nigerian should be able to afford a smart home. You know, I'm not an architect, but I've worked with architects so much
Okay.
for me to be able to know what it is, and I've done my own research also.
Right.
You see, the way you position a window in the house, as simple as that, will
Right.
determine if the room will be hot or cold, or ventilated and everything. I know most architects just design without thinking about what is the wind direction. You know, those are studies that on sites you take. Those are preliminary studies you do on site before you even begin to even build the house. So you know, Nigerians just position their houses and they expect it to just be cool, and of course even the AC will be stressed. That's why most times you have to refill your AC, air conditioner, everything, because the windows are not positioned well in the direction of the wind.
Right.
So it's against the direction of the wind. The airflow will be so difficult, and you get to, especially in this heat season, the heat was going to be so much.
Right.
So in our own architecture, we also put those into consideration. Okay, what is the direction of wind in that particular location?
Yeah.
And then we begin to implement. So you see, those limits the amount of resources you implement in the house and all. Like air condition, where you're going to use 2 horsepower, you can use 1 horsepower,
right,
and the rest. So because you're going limited such kind of thing from your design,
right,
that's from the inception,
right.
So those things help in reducing the price of the houses and the affordability of delivery of those houses too. So it's not just about building; it's about a lot of things come into building a smart home.
Yeah,
that's most of it.
Interesting. I mean, if you're listening to us right now, you're joining us on Life Nuggets with the Take Back Etuk, and of course, Mr. Wisdom Kwati just dropping some nuggets right here. Wisdom on how to site the house, how you locate it based on the wind direction. That's absolutely amazing, and I'm learning a lot already. So in Nigeria, do you have projects like this? And in Nigeria, where are your projects mainly situated?
Well, in Nigeria, we have a project currently in Abuja, in Yola, in Port Harcourt, and in Lagos. Yes, so we're doing projects there currently.
So these are all smart city projects?
Yes, they're all smart city projects.
Amazing stuff. I personally, I don't know, I feel like maybe because I have land in Karachi, I want to, I'm already feeling like when we finish that, I was like, sir, see you. This is what's the direction here? Because honestly, I was talking about it to somebody. I said when I'm building, my plan is, I don't know if solar is also part of the smart thing, but
yes, it is.
I've decided that I'm not going to live anywhere that is not powered. I can't do it. This few weeks, we are warriors in Nigeria. we do miracles, because that's why we go abroad, we go elsewhere, and we thrive, because we deal with so many constraints and they seem like they are man-made. It seems like people that are putting these constraints. Like, I'm groping in the morning, I'm trying to move, I'm like, I need solar panel, I need to be able to function in a way that somebody comes to my house, they don't know whether it's light, DC or whatever. All you just know is that the smart TV is on, there's light for you to move around, the washing machine, the pumping machine, everything is on, and we're functional. So these are things that I want to have. So that part is also part of the smart city arrangement, right? Of
course, it is part of smart city, because that's what we call sustainable living and energy conservations. So the idea for the smart city is, apart from just being eco-friendly, it helps you conserve energy. So when you're not in the room, why should your light be on? Those are reasons for sensors. When you're not in the room, the air conditioner should go off. And also, when the room is cool, why should the AC be constantly on? It should just on and switch off itself. And those are some of the things so it conserves with energy. And then most time, Nigerians are so used to forgetting their, especially security lights. So so if you have a smart security system, by 6 a.m., all security lights should be off automatically. Maybe you are so stressed, you forget, or you are not feeling fine. Those things are supposed to be working automatically by itself.
Let me tell you why we forget. Because when you put it on, there was light. And then they took the light with you. So you're rushing. Like, I know that I noticed my light was on from yesterday or 2 days. I said, what thing you go do? I didn't know there was when the light came. I was asleep.
Right.
So these are the things that we're facing.
And most time Nigerians even use their neighbors' security light to check if there's light or not.
Exactly.
Lights always on.
Exactly. So okay, light there. It's interesting. What we're talking about right here. For me, I want to know now in terms of government.
Yeah.
How does government support real estate and especially what you're doing? Have you experienced any challenges? And then also, what support have you gotten?
Well, the governments have played major roles in terms of making sure the affordable housing delivery is paramount. The president just launched some housing units in Karasana. Yes, and which is quite amazing projects. And those are some of the and also they've pushed also to see. I remember when the cement price went up, the president had to call all the cement producers and all. Just major efforts that should be applauded to the government for pushing. Because imagine if cement was still going at 15,000 naira per bag, what would we be doing today? So yes, and I've gotten major support, especially from the Minister of FCT. Yes, because when you are in an environment where you are building projects or putting in resources and investment into projects, and then the environment is not suitable for you as an investor or the developer, it becomes a problem. But at least the FCT Minister, Yesunguke, has actually been consistent since he came to office, and you could see Abuja has turned to a construction site. It's turning to a construction gradually and everything.
Honestly, I always tell people that no matter what you're saying, UK is working.
You may
not like certain attributes, you may have drama, character, whatever you want to say, but that's really why we put leaders in positions that you should serve and we should see your work.
And he's a visionary man. I've seen a lot of projects that were abandoned and already they are coming back to see. And only a leader who has that kind of vision can really push such kind of project. So apart from that, also in our Yola project, I've gotten main support from the governor. That's Retired Honorable Amadu Fintri has actually been very supportive. Yes, and because it was a PPP. The government, and so the Adamawa State government has actually given us major supports in delivery. Yes, so government have been making strides and efforts to making sure things are going well for real estate developers, and I'm sure major ones to be coming in soon because the government's interest. I remember the vice president has mentioned that this year they want to push into major effort into affordable housing. So you can see government's interest is also there, and that is good for investors.
Well, I'm happy to hear that because I imagine if, like you said, the price of cement was still 15,000, or government was in any way like limiting how you could function, it will also affect your business, will affect people that are trying to supply.
Even homeowners too, the home buyers.
Exactly, home buyers. As an aspiring home buyer, I just want to know, duplexes, what is there like a kind of an idea of a kind of an arrangement, or let's say a range, if I wanted like a smart city home, for instance, like what would I be able to, what should I be looking at for Abuja? Like what like a range, like an amount, like I can say, okay, so that the average listener who's trying to say, okay, wow, I like what I'm hearing, what
well, when you say duplexes, there are actually different types of duplexes. And we have the 4-bedroom semi-detached, we have the triplex, we have the duplex itself, 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom.
Triplex?
The triplex is more of a duplex, but it's 3-bedroom duplex kind of. Yeah, that's what we call it, duplex.
Wow.
Yes. So the average pricing for a duplex also is been determined majorly by location too. Location actually determines because you can't see the price of duplex in Maitama, it's same price in Idu or Gariki or Akpotafi or Osuma or Kaba. So there are different prices, but on the average, to have a full standard duplex shell finish mostly is up from 100 million upwards. Yes, to get there, but in other locations, actually, they are quite cheaper duplex. You can get for 50 million, 60 million.
In Abuja,
in Abuja, yes, that is very possible. But location also matters, and also the kind of finishing, because finishing is what determines the price of house mostly. Because to build the shell itself is not so much, but everybody has their own taste of finishing. They want, somebody can tell you, what, I only want marbles to my car, and everything. So those also would affect the finishing.
Interesting stuff. So I have my work cut out for me, and how to plan or how to pray towards the amount, because I think one of the best things you can do for yourself, for your life, is to have affordable. You have your own home. I feel like that's one of the ways of being wealthy in Nigeria, anywhere in the world. If you have your own name to a plot, to a land, to property.
I like what you just said now, to a plot, because many people are always waiting until when they have the big money, 16 million, 100 million to buy a house. Buy a plot and start building small, gradually. When you are building, before you know it, you're already done. So whatever you do, in fact, wealth creation that has created a lot of millionaires and billionaires and wealthy people. There's no wealthy man today that we're seeing that has no investment in real estate.
Right.
So it's also a channel. In my book, I wrote in Money Rule, where I give the rules of real estate and all. It was able to expatiate how people can be able to harness the powers of real estate and the opportunities that is in real estate, to be able to push in those things and be able to create their own future and determine what they want to invest in.
Amazing stuff. So you have a book, Money Rule.
We have about I have about 5 books.
Okay, interesting stuff.
There's a Money Rule. Okay. That's about real estate. There's a Developer Agent Secrets. That's for realtors and real estate agents to learn the relationship with developers and how they can push down the industry. I have the Rich Boys Guide to Investments or to investing. Yes. I also have Everything is for Free. Yes, so teaching you that you should give away everything for free to create wealth and lasting legacy.
I love this.
While we have the Money Rule also. So those are the 5 books. Money Rule is just about money investment. Especially now that everybody's complaining about SAPA and the rest of that. You need to understand money.
Very good. I mean, one thing is for sure. I mean, beyond being the leader or being successful in your field, spreading that knowledge is key.
True.
Letting other people know how to go about it and apply, because there are principles to success. And I like what you say. You said giving everything for free.
Yes.
So me now, right here, if you're listening, Mr. Wisdom Kwati is giving me a smart city home for free. Okay, just messing around. Okay. But now, what would you advise? Now, I know you said you've also talked about the books.
Yes.
What would you advise someone who is trying to venture into real estate, especially in these times?
So when you say venture into real estate, are you saying as a developer, as a home buyer, or what exactly? So
as a developer, as a home buyer, as everything. Just touch on.
Okay. So as
aspects to it.
As developer, there's huge opportunity in real estate, and the sky is big enough for everybody.
Right.
So I still advise person, of course, consistency and truthfulness also. In life generally you make mistakes here and there, but that doesn't mean that when you fall you stay down. So you keep pushing. As a home buyer, I would advise that you don't wait. You should be determined to start immediately. I read this book a long time ago. I can't remember the author, when it says get up your ass and start something. Yeah, so
that was some friends there.
Exactly. So
excuse the language.
So yes, excuse my language. But that's the title of the book actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so and the book itself, I will tell you, get up from that seat, make that decision today, buy that land, buy that house. People that wanted to buy a house by April, thinking when they had the money last year December and did not buy the house, today the prices of things are not the same anymore.
Exactly.
3 months has done a lot in Nigeria right now, and the change of everything has mostly doubled or tripled. But of course, as much as the economy is improving, it's still better for you to invest and buy those properties.
Amazing stuff. Still keep trying, keep doing what you need to do. And we're still talking with Mr. Wisdom Kwati, CEO and founder of Karabow Group. Of course, combining smart thinking technology with real estate. And we've been talking real estate in Abuja, real estate in Nigeria, and the ways that you can actually make it a smart investment, a smart venture for life, and of course, definitely you thank. I mean, your children will thank you for it. Family will thank you for it for leaving that legacy. Now, for me, what what would you advise me now? This one is now me. I'm just gleaning from you because after this one, you'll be seeing a lot of me. I'll just come tell him it takes the person that he came to the studio.
Yeah.
I have land in Karachi, right?
Okay.
And I can't. The design for that land is a bungalow,
Okay.
but I want it to be ventilated.
Mm-hmm.
I like duplexes because they're high above the ground, and this is my own my mindset that it's more likely to be ventilated than if it's on the ground. But what you said now struck a chord, like the location, the wind direction, all of that matters. So if I want to build a bungalow in this on this my plot, what would you advise? How would I go about it that I can at least get proper ventilation and maximize it? I know maybe I might need to come and meet you properly. But
Well, when the time comes, you come for consultation. But on a more lesser note, you get to, we build houses, especially in Abuja, and the environmental impact assessments sometimes is not really done.
okay,
So those studies are not done. Apart from just wind, ventilation also comes with a lot of planting of trees.
right?
Because you are, last week I posted on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, in Adamawa State, the government need to put policies. I was in Yola 2 weeks ago, and the heat was so much and serious. And I just realized that if a policy is being implemented, that every home, or if you have been on estate, every house in that estate must have at least 2 trees.
Right.
You see, that estate is going to be cool, and especially not just any kind of tree. There are specific umbrella trees that can be able to spread up and be able to cover and do shade and everything. So it helps with wind, oxygen, the ventilation and everything.
Right.
Because some trees don't even allow ventilation.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there are a lot of trees that there are more of windbreakers. There are more windbreakers, and also it depends on what kind of trees you are using. So if such kind of policies are being implemented, it also aids even in the environment, not just estates. So if you're building your own house too, carry out your own EIA studies, carry out your soil analysis from foundation. Like I said, every house it's a building.
Right.
The Bible says that when the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do?
Hey,
yeah. So
Pastor,
so you get to see that if you do not, from the planning itself, if it's faulty, then you cannot do anything at all. So it all starts from your planning. The architect that's designing your house, you don't tell him what you want. That's the brief. Give him a detailed brief, and then he should implement that brief in his own designs.
Right. Interesting stuff. Very insightful conversation. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to hear like 3 of your life nuggets now, that for somebody who's listening, a 13-year-old, or maybe listening to their dad's radio, because classic is for the grown-ups, but anybody who's listening that can just add to their own knowledge. Just your nuggets.
Well, my 3 nuggets for me is being major keep faith alive, because it doesn't really matter what you're facing. It doesn't matter the storms that life push at you. You just have to keep faith alive and be persistent and consistent in all that you are doing. You see, also keep to integrity too. Yes, because integrity pays, and the truth.
Integrity.
Yes, integrity.
Very important.
Actually. So, like I said, even because you made mistakes today doesn't mean that you cannot become a better person tomorrow.
Right.
So you shouldn't just sit back and say, "Oh, you know what? I failed. Let me just pack my bags and just go back to my village." Also, no. You have to keep fighting and keep pushing.
Right.
I'm sure it's going to become a better day sooner than you expect.
Amen to that. Keep faith alive. Keep your faith alive, and then integrity is key. You can't. I mean, they say a good name is better than silver and gold. And integrity. There are many people who are doing amazing in the marketplace. Some of whom, by God's grace, I'm going to talk to an interview as well, just like I did. Yeah. And integrity is key. And then learn from your mistakes. Don't throw in the towel when you make a mistake. Use that mistake to be better and succeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom Kwati. I appreciate you. All the great stuff you're doing with Karabow Group, smart thinking, Wisdom Kwati, smart city, and everything. Yeah. All the best. Hopefully, I can get a tour. I can come around and see some of what you're doing and learn.
You're always welcome
as well. Yes,
We're
he said
soon
it here.
even launching our airline, so you are welcome to join us soon.
Wow. In fact, just make me, you know what, we'll discuss. Just
no, that's no problem.
thank you so much for doing this with us. It's still the Classic Morning Show right here, Life Nuggets. We keep living life intentionally because life no get duplicates. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And of course, when you do the kind of things that Wisdom has talked about for housing for your life, you're going to be doing just fine. It's still Classic FM. Good morning.